Business is risky. To be able to stand out in the market, companies have to level up their strategies time to time. But what if your company will fail or loses in the market? How will you rise again? Good day everyone, we are Group 2 and in today's show, we're going to discuss about the famous sports car manufacturer, the after effect in the closure of MG Rover plant. MG Rover Group was the last domestically owned mass production car manufacturer in British motor industry. The company was formed when BMW sold the car making and engine manufacturing assets of the original Rover Group to the Phones Consortium in 2000. MG Rover headquarters located in Birmingham, England. The two key people behind are John Towers, is a British businessman who was the owner and managing director of MG Rover Group from 2000 until the company entered administration in 2005. And the other one is Peter Stevens, as design director at the MG Rover Group in 2000. The closure of the MG Rover plant at Longbridge, Birmingham, England in April 2005 was one of the largest industrial failures seen in the UK. The scale of the job losses is an already economically disadvantaged region of the loss of the last remaining British-owned car manufacturer combined to highlight the consequences of the ongoing decline of manufacturing and the associated human cost of structural change. Let us find out more about closing of MG Rover and its after effects.
My investigation reveals that the MG Rovers are failing to meet their obligation to three groups: the economy, the company, and the people. Since the MG Rovers company's group went bankrupt in 2005, they may have lost a significant number of taxpayers as a result of the fact that they lost their jobs in early April of that year. The following are the other three factors that contribute to the demise of their company. For begin, they are unable to compete with other automobiles such as Ferrari, Ford, or Shelby in comparison to other sports cars. Number 2, people consider that the car appearance isn't worth the money spent to get it. Number 3, as a result of the lack of competitiveness against sports car vehicle such as a Ferrari, Ford, and Shelby, it suffers as a monthly loss of $25 million in its parent's business. Finally, many people are losing their jobs and their hopes as a result of this scenario, which began in April of 2005 and continues now.
There are several problems that need to explain and determine about the MG Rovers, including their career and company issues. So many issues need to be clarified and resolved regarding the MG Rovers, such as their employment situations and business concerns, especially in terms of the economy and how it affects each and every one of their employees. It was a 20-year-ago industrial disaster when the MG Rover facility in Longbridge, Birmingham shut down in April 2005. In the wake of MG Rover's failure, the supply chain suffered greatly, as the last remaining British-owned automobile manufacturer went out of business. The repercussions of manufacturing continuous decline and the resulting human cost of structural change were brought to light. In conclusion, I believe that the greatest impact of demise of MGR Rovers has been on the economy of England because it has had a direct impact on people who had lost employment as a result, as well as the government's efforts to assist the unemployment in regaining their standing.
Rover's problems stem from a failure to pay attention to the economy, the firm, and the people. According to IDISH, the closure of MG Rover on April 15, 2005 resulted in the loss of roughly 6,000 direct jobs, with further losses occurring among suppliers and former dealers. employees, their families, and the surrounding community have all suffered as a result of the bankruptcy. As a result of the company's failure, creditors and taxpayers were saddened with large expenses including statutory payments and other forms of support for terminated employees. Despite the huge increase in demand for their services following the corporation demise in April 2005, several local agencies were able to successfully respond. During a particularly challenging period, the prompt processing and payment of required redundancy pay and Social Security benefits was a huge relief to many former employees and their families.
In every business, no one knows what the future holds. Even the largest companies can collapse when competing with other competitors. Let's talk about the failure of the MG Rover plants. Since MG Rover closed their business endeavors, their employees have experienced a loss of jobs. Specifically, it is around 6,300 workers. As the study showed, most workers are now in full-time employment in permanent businesses. Sadly, 66% of all ex-MG Rover employees are facing an unstable financial life. There is an opportunity in every loss. First, the unemployed people should start small businesses or partnerships between them. When it comes to money, they can apply for a loan to start a new beginning and apply their skills that they learned in their previous works. In addition, the unemployed can find a job related to their work experience at MG Rover. They can find a suitable job based on their desires because they are competitive enough based on their experience. Lastly, being a flexible employee can help them find a respectable work. Being flexible can teach them a new one.
Training. Training is the process of teaching someone a certain skills. It could also refer to the manner in which a particular activity is taught. A second aspect of training is the dissemination of specific knowledge or ability. Increasing a person's skills, performance, or production is the primary purpose of this method. Training is provided to employees when they need or want to gain new skills. MG Rover, for example, will avoid this if all of its staff have received training.
Unemployed people can borrow money to start over. According to the answer we've been seeing, so they can utilize to start a new business based on their prior work experience and skill. Alternatively, they can create a partnership firm for their own goods. This is the best way for them to stop relying on those companies to feed them or assist them achieve financial security in their lives. Trainings for the unemployed, on the other hand, can help people improve their skills and talents, which one of the solutions we provide. They can use it to better themselves for the next stage of their career because of the knowledge and experience they gain throughout training. They be ready for any job. We believe that job will always be available. It's up to you to take it or not.
Those who have been let off from MG Rover might apply to other similar businesses, where they can put their former work experience to good use. Their ability to handle their job may provide them with the possibility to obtain new work. Unemployed persons who have optimism and bravery to pursue new work prospects will be hired in other organizations fairly soon under this solution. And last, being flexible employee is important attitude of a person. We don't know how our job will last, so to be always ready, people should be flexible in any job. If everybody will be flexible, for sure, the cases of unemployed people will be lesser and somehow our economy will be remain better.
This is the plan for implementation in the after effects of the closing down of MG Rover. First one is to seek government help. Unemployment insurance or unemployment benefits are not available to those who quit or were fired for good reason. To put another way, someone is unjustly fired due to a labor shortage typically qualifies for unemployment benefits. Some countries also have enacted legislations to safeguard employees against layoffs. Several European countries, for example, requires firms to justify layoffs with social or economic reasons. Employers with 100 or more employees, including those who have worked less than 6 months in the previous 12 months, and those who work an average of less than 20 hours per week, must provide at least 60 calendar days advance written notice of planned closing and mass layoffs affecting 50 or more employees at a single location. Second is to provide fundamental skill education. There is government-funded education for unemployed people. There are things such as technical and vocational courses which would be very helpful when these employees from MG Rover look for a different job in a different field other than car making.
And lastly, increased job training opportunities for the unemployed. One of the most expensive active labor market strategies aim to help job searchers in the provision of specialized training. The long-term benefits of job security and income can overrate the short-term costs of training and unemployment. In contrast, job search-oriented training is an expensive intervention that helps people discover more quickly the career paths they should pursue. However, while job search training is an excellent short-term strategy for motivation job seekers, long-term solutions to individual welfare concerns and structural skills gaps in the labor market can be found through investments in occupational skills training. Occupational skills training is one of the most expensive active labor market strategies aimed at helping job searchers. As expensive as it may be and as long as it may take to acquire new skills, the long-term benefits in terms of work stability and income can persist for many years. But job search training is a low-cost method of identifying new employment opportunities for individuals. When it comes to resolving individual welfare concerns and structural skills gaps in the labor market, focusing on job search training is the most effective option for getting job seekers so motivated in the near term. MG Rover is now come to an end, but always remember that success is the most often achieved by those who don't know the failure is inevitable. Don't let fear stand between you and your goals. It's important to be clear-eyed and aware of the risks with your business, but if you truly believe you have something special, focus on the potential successes rather than sense of failure. Thank you for watching and have a great day.